Into the breach. Is it worth a buy, guys? Is it? Let's read the words of the really nice developer who did FTL. Control powerful mechs from the future to defeat an alien threat. Each attempt to save the world presents a new randomly generated challenge in this turn-based strategy game. Oh, guys, FTL. Remember FTL? Wasn't that a bloody good game? FTL was a great game. This is a new game by the same developer, and man, I was so excited for this. So excited. And now I'm disappointed. I've got to be serious. I'm disappointed, guys. It's just not what. These aren't the droids you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you play the game, you think, oh yeah. I don't mind the artwork. I don't mind the old retro artwork going on there. I don't mind the little map. I don't mind turn-based. What the hell is that noise downstairs? Is she murdering a goat or something? Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not a bad game. It's not. I'll tell you how it is. Let's just go through how you play the actual game. So you control these time-traveling mechs from the future, and you are going back in time. It's roguelite. So basically, when you die, and you will, and you lose, you can salvage one of your pilots to travel back in time. He keeps all his shit, or her shit. And, that's the way it is with these kind of games. And you have 3 basic mechs. Now, as you progress through the game and complete the game, you get looks like gold coins that you can spend, and you can pretty much complete this in 45 minutes. I did anyway. And there's no big boss at the end. It's just more of the same stuff, which is a big disappointment. But anyway, I'm digressing here. Let's get on to the gameplay. So you choose your 3 mechs. You unlock more mechs by completing the game over and over again and buying them with your gold coins. And there's quite a few different mechs that you can choose from. And although they are all little groups of mechs that you unlock, you can customize your team and put one of anything in your team. So that's nice. There's a lot of customization on this. And you can also customize your mechs. But when you die and you restart, you will keep all the mechs that you've unlocked. You will be able to keep your customized team, but all the mechs will be base shit power. So the way you spend all the currencies, and there's a few currencies in this game, each island is broken down into zones where the enemies are attacking. They're in red. Now in the center of these is icons to say what you will get if you complete this mission and its bonuses. It's generally stars or power grid cores. Now if you look at the top of the screen, you can see by the little lights how many power grids that I've got there. If that gets to 0, it's game over. That's the end of the game. And your power grids are represented by buildings on the map, and the aliens will go and attack them buildings. For each building destroyed, you lose one of them little power grid things. And to the left of that, you can see stars. They're the amount of stars that I've accumulated so far. Now, once you've finished the island and you've completed the island, you can then spend your stars. You can buy power cores, you can buy more power for your power grid. The power cores is for your mech, which allows you to boost its power to power the different upgrades and weapons that you can buy with your stars for the mech. Anyway, onto the game. I tried it on medium difficulty, and I did well. I did a couple of islands, but then I got my arse handed to me. I did it on easy, and I just sailed through it. There's a massive disparity between easy and medium. You can't kind of not fail to do it on medium, on easy. I haven't tried it on hard, but I'm still trying to get my head around medium at the minute. It is fun. Medium's about right to play it on. Easy's too easy. Medium is pretty good, and a lot of the time I found myself, I just can't. I'll just do that. No, I'll start again. And that's the problem with the game. It didn't hold my attention very well, and I blame the repetitiveness of it. That's the problem with it. It's not dynamic enough. For example, each different map will generally have a different seismic thing going on. Volcanoes obviously spout lava, and there's earthquakes, and the earth falls away. Frozen maps generally have freezing areas. There'll be nice lush green maps where there might be a dam that you can break and the water comes rushing out, or there'll be electricity storms like lightning, and you can see where these are going to land on the map by yellow squares. Wherever there's a yellow square on the map, that isn't going to be there next go, or it's going to get, whatever's on there is going to get annihilated.
So although there's different things happening, it's all pretty much exactly the same. It just doesn't make any difference which map you're on. It's just a different kind of graphic. The seismic events that happen aren't totally identical. I mean, for example, the freezing places, you can't move the mechs when they get frozen. As opposed to the volcanic ones, when they get hit, they will be obliterated. But it's all kind of very, very similar, and the games all play very, very similar as well. I mean, that's the problem with the repetitiveness of it. You just feel like you're doing the same thing with the same kind of units and the same kind of maps over and over and over again. But it can be fun, and the fun bit is the way that the units move.
The enemy telegraph their moves for the next turn, this turn. So the arrogant little bastards, they'll say, oh, by the way, Mac, next go, I'm going to attack that building right there. Oh yeah, stop me if you can. It's weird because normally an enemy will make its move in a game and then make its move, and there's nothing you can do about it. But this game says, hey, stop me. So you get a chance to stop the enemy making that move. You know exactly what they're going to do, which is kind of weird. It took me a while to kind of, are you sure you're going to tell me? Oh, okay. And you think, well, that's easy. Well, yeah, think again. It's not that easy. Everything depends on the team of mechs that you've put together and their abilities. That's the kind of thing in this game. You have got to experiment with different mechs, what mechs complement each other, what weapons you should go for, and to do that there's a lot of mechs to choose from, as I've already shown you. So there's quite a bit of playtime in this game. It's £11.39 and there is a lot of playtime in this game. Unfortunately, I didn't find the playtime that engaging. Mind, I have only played this game for 5 hours. Now that's not a great deal of time. I have completed it, but it's easy to complete the game. It's not the kind of game where you say, oh, I've completed it, that's it. It's not that type of game. It's a grinding game. It's an unlocking game. I haven't unlocked anywhere near everything yet in this game, and that's why you can play this for like 30, 40, 50 hours, unlock everything, play on the higher difficulties and do that. But essentially you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's just kind of different variations of it. For example, my artillery piece will push back the enemy and deal 1 damage to the enemy. Or you can deal 1 damage to an enemy and push back anything on adjacent squares. Now you have to be careful because pushing an enemy into one of your mechs will damage both the enemy and your mech. Pushing the enemy into one of your buildings will destroy the building and damage the mech. So you have to think. It's a bit of a puzzle game, this game. It's not so much a combat game, it's more, I think, a puzzle game. You have got to think about every single move that you make because it all has kind of consequences. You either can move or fire. That's it. Once you've moved, you can't move again. So you get a chance to move or fire. If you fire first, then you can't move. That's the way it is with your units. Now there are abilities, like I say, that you can get that alter the way you move and everything and how far you can move with your upgrades as you progress through the game, unlocking the stars and buying these power-ups at the end of each island. So there's a lot you can do with the base game and customize all of your mechs. Like I've said, you also level up as pilots and you can bring in new pilots, you can lose pilots as well, so you have to keep an eye on all that. And like I also said, when you die you can take one of your pilots back in time again and start over again, and you do keep whatever mechs you've unlocked, but you don't keep their abilities. That's all reset. I'm going to thumb it up because it isn't a bad game. It's just not as good as I kind of thought. I saw very positive on Steam, 2,000 and odd reviews. It's made by the FTL guy. I thought, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be fantastic. I mean, I'm not bored with it. I'm still going to keep playing it, but it's just, there's a lot better games out there. You know, when you're playing Steam indie games and you'll come across gems, you know, you'll come Infested Planet, Empires of the Undergrowth, FTL. These games that are they're just head and shoulders above everything else. This isn't one of them, in my opinion. I mean, in a lot of people's opinion it is, which is fine. We're all allowed opinions. But for me, this isn't one of them. There's a lot of other indie games for this price that I'd rather play than Into the Breach. But Into the Breach is a lot better than a lot of indie games out there. It's just not an all-time great. And that's a shame because I kind of thought it was going to be. But it's not a bad game. there you go, guys. If you want to buy it, it's only £11.39. It is worth a buy. It's worth the price. You'll get your money's worth out of it if you're into this kind of strategy game, turn-based roguelite, where you can upgrade everything. You know, just don't go into it thinking you're going to get another kind of FTL game, because you're not getting that caliber of game. But it is a good game.